Hey there ninjas, this is Pegasus177 and a few days ago I did my beginner survival guide to DayZ. In that video I did a walkthrough as I went from the coast all the way into one of the military bases, showing the best places to loot, and I went from having absolutely nothing but the shirt on my back to having a M4 and being fully kitted out. So hopefully that is after helping you get on your way and taught you to stay off the coast and make your way inland as fast as possible. Now in today's video we're going to do something for more advanced users. We're going to look at things like the factions in the game, the best kind of kit you can carry and how to optimize it, and then we're finally going to finish it up with a few glitches and things that you can use to your advantage. You might as well use them to your advantage, as bandits or other factions will make use of them anyway. So without any further ado, let's get going. Now there are three main factions in the game. That's not to say they are the only factions, but we're going to break down the hero, the friendly and the bandit. Heroes protect new spawns, also known as Bambis, and they hunt down bandits. This is kind of like the role, they're a little bit like vigilantes in a way. Friendly players are explorers and are survivalists. They only want non-hostile encounters and to barter or trade with other players. Most of the time they can be trusted. Bandits are highwaymen. They hunt other players for their loot or just for sport. A lot of the time you'll see them poisoning, handcuffing and killing other players. Now whichever one of these factions you want to join or which route you want to follow is completely up to you. But either way you're going to need some good kit, so let's look at some of the best kit you can get. Okay, so we're going to look at some of the best kit available in the game as of now, but before anything you need to have these three statuses on your tab bar: energized, hydrated and healthy. This is the best scenario you can be in terms of your own health within the game. Now some of the items I have here are the best items you can get in the game. A fire axe is a one hit on a zombie. As you can see I have it down here on my number 2 on the slot. Pristine ballistic helmet. This will protect you from one single gunshot to the head if it hits the helmet. You will still go unconscious, but you will be alive and you will wake up after the shock has worn off. Gas mask has absolutely no use right now, it's just for decorational purposes. Jungle boots. Jungle boots will dry out faster than any other boots if you step in water. It's not a factor right now, but I presume it will be soon enough, and having wet shoes will probably hinder your ability to run and walk. Make sure that they're in pristine condition. That's probably the best way you could have them. And the final item on my top row here are black working gloves. Gloves have absolutely no use, to be honest. They're just a decorational purpose. Probably will have some kind of effect on the game later stage, but right now they've none. They're just good camouflage. I have the TTSKO pants and the TTSKO jacket. This has 6 pockets here, as you can see, and this is probably the most you can get for any type of top. The same with the pants. This one has 6 pockets and it's the most I've seen on any kind of pants. The next item I have here is a chest rig. Chest rig is olive. This again has 6 pockets and it will protect you from one single gunshot once it hits the chest rig. It will damage the chest rig and ruin most of the items within it though. And the last item I have here on my external is my hunting backpack. It's the second biggest backpack within the game. The only one bigger is the mountain backpack with 5 extra slots. But this one is camouflaged and it allows you to look over your shoulder left and right, whereas the mountain backpack obstructs your view, so you can't actually look back over your shoulder. As you can see here I have everything pretty neatly laid out. I have one major food source, which is this rice. You get about 10 feeds out of rice. I have 2 water bottles. I know that's a little bit of overkill. I'll explain why I have 2 in a minute. I have my 2 yellow protector cases. These will protect your items once you go through water, even if you should swim. I have 2 first aid kits and I have 2 ammo boxes. These protector cases are extremely useful. They hold 6 items and they only take up 4 item slots, so it gives you an extra 2 item slots. They're extremely useful in the game and I always pick them up regardless. No matter whenever I pass one or I see one, I take it with me. These yellow protector cases are extremely versatile and extremely handy, so I always suggest picking them up. Now I have ammo boxes. Ammo boxes hold 12 slots. They keep your ammo. They're not cluttering up pockets and taking up space within your backpack. And the only thing you can put into an ammo box is ammo, unfortunately. You can't put mags or anything else in. but they are extremely useful. I carry 2, again that's my preference, you don't have to do that, it's just my option. First aid kit 2 holds 5 slots where it takes up 4. This can be extremely useful as well, giving you 1 extra slot, but it will only hold medical equipment. If anything, I would suggest pack your backpack like this. It's the best way that you could probably pack it. Now this is a fully kitted out M4. I have a suppressor attachment. This doesn't really do much at the moment. Might come more into effect as the game goes into further progression. This is a weapon flashlight. This requires a battery, but it is extremely useful at night and allows you to see around wherever you're looking with your weapon. This is the Atlas bipod. This only works when you're prone, but it keeps the weapon steady when you're firing, especially after running. I always keep this deployed even when it's on my back, so that should I encounter someone and I take out the weapon, I can go straight to prone and I have a steady shot. I have my red dot sight here. I also carry around a optic sight. I keep the red dot sight for close quarter combat, and I keep the optic or the ACOG sight for open area combat. This is the MP buttstock. As far as I know, this doesn't actually have any meticulous use. There is one buttstock that is supposed to be lighter than the others, and I think it might increase the ability you can turn with the weapon faster, but I haven't really noticed much of a difference with it. And the final item I have here on my M4 is the RAS hand grip. It's the only hand grip that you can attach a weapon flashlight to. I keep 4 coupled mags with my weapon. These carry 60 rounds each, and it's the most that any magazine will carry in the game. It's very simple to change it out. You just press F with the weapon out in your hand and you will swap magazines. This is the FNX pistol. I have a pistol flashlight on it. Again, it takes a battery. I have a 15 round clip and a suppressor. I only keep 1 clip because most of the time you won't pull this weapon out. You're probably going to use your M4. This is only your emergency gun, if anything. I keep a second sight here just in case I wanted to go bartering with anyone or I wanted to go trading with someone. I can do so with this sight. Now, in my yellow protector cases, I keep my essential items in the case on the left, and I keep my less essential items in the case on the right. My can opener here is an item that I use a lot, along with the handcuffs and the keys. You're never going to need more than 4 handcuffs. If you come across a group with more than 4 players in it, then you're probably going to be in a gunfight, to be honest. But if you and your team come across a team of at least 4, then there's still a chance that you could take them hostage. But definitely anything more than that, you can forget about it. Can opener is in pristine condition. This is the only item that will open canned food without losing any of the food. Keys obviously are in so I can get my handcuffs back after I use them. And again, I only keep 4 because you may come into a scenario where you take 4 hostages out of a situation, especially with bandits. Although anything more than 4, I'd say definitely forget about it. You're looking at a gunfight, a KOS situation. This is my secondary yellow case. These are my lesser important items, or the items I wouldn't use as much. I keep 3 spare batteries here just in case I or any of my team should need them. These batteries will fit almost anything, and I don't think the juice runs out on them. It hasn't happened to me yet anyway that the juice has run out on any battery and I've had to change it, so I wouldn't be too worried about it. Next item I have here are charcoal tablets. These will protect you from low and medium food poisoning. Extreme food poisoning though, forget it, there is no cure for that. These will work especially well with low or medium food poisoning if someone is eating a rotten banana or something to that extent. I also keep a blood test kit. Should I come across another player and I'm low on blood, I want to know that their blood type is compatible with my own. I've already used the blood test kit on myself and I know that I'm O positive, so by testing their blood before I extract any blood from them, I'll know if their blood type is going to kill me or not. And the final item I have here is a blood bag kit. The blood bag kit is obviously so that I can extract blood from another player and use it on myself. Now you don't have to follow this guide exactly. If you find other items that you think would be more useful, then by all means stick them in there. These are just ones that I find useful to me as I move around the map. of Chinoris, and it's just what I think is useful, and along with my team, this is the kind of items that I prefer to carry around with me. But no matter what, under any situation, if I could take one of these yellow protector cases, then I will take it. It'll carry most items, give you an extra slot, and it's extremely versatile. Okay, let's look at my ammo box. My first ammo box is my primary ammo box. It's where I keep all my ammo for my M4. As you can see, I have them in 60 round sets. If you try and match up sets on their own, they're only going to get 30 round sets, so it's better to load them into a magazine, then empty the magazine out of 60 and put it into the side. My secondary box here is where I keep all ammo for my secondary weapon. My mag, which I recently lost, I must get a new one. My FNX and Mosin ammo for my team. Now you're probably wondering why I keep 2 water canteens. The reason I have 2 water canteens is should I come across another player who needs water, or a Bambi who needs water, I'm able to give him a canteen, as well as holding on to one for myself. This is my own choice. You don't have to use this, you don't have to do this. It's just my own choice. I think it's a more optimized way of carrying gear. Now in my primary first aid kit, I keep bandages and items that I would probably use in immediate attack. I keep a morphine injector pen. Your morphine injector pen will heal any broken legs and give you the ability to walk again. EpiPens will bring you out of unconsciousness. You cannot administer them to yourself though. You have to have a teammate administer them to you, or a friend administer them to you. And the reason I'm carrying so many of them is, if any of you saw that video with Insidious where he accidentally injected my only EpiPen into himself. So the reason I'm carrying extra is just in case of room for error, let's just call it that. And don't worry Insidious, I'm after forgiving you for that, and it's in the past. Okay, let's move on to my second first aid kit. These items are of less importance. These are items should I need to save someone else's life. I have my third EpiPen in here. Again, this is a bit of overkill, you don't have to carry that many EpiPens. I have my blood bag kit, a secondary blood bag kit to gather blood from a player should I need to gather blood from a player. Now you can extract blood from a player with only the blood bag kit, but to administer blood or saline to any player you need to match it up with an IV kit. When the blood bag is full, if you drag your IV kit onto it, or it onto your IV kit, it'll give you the option to create. You have to have it attached to an IV kit to administer it to anyone. So just be aware of that, guys. The next item here is saline bags. Saline bags don't recover as much blood or health as a blood bag would, but they're still very good items. If a friendly player's screen is blurring, then you can restore some of the colour back to their screen and restore some of their health back. You drop your IV kit onto your saline bag and you click create, just like that, and then you're able to administer it to a player. Again, I keep 2 IV kits, that's optional. Rice in my opinion is the best food source. It gives you about 10 feeds per bag. It only uses up 2 item slots, so it's extremely useful, extremely versatile, and extremely compact. If anything, I think this is definitely the best food source to carry. You don't need a can opener or anything either to open the bag, you can just open it and eat. Now as you can see here, it is possible to carry 2 main weapons within the game. I have my Mosin on my back and I have my M4 in my hand. Now this is a bit awkward. It means that you slow down whenever you're moving because you're running constantly with a weapon in your hand as opposed to running with open hands. Again, it has its benefits and it has its weaknesses. It slows you down, but it means that you're equipped for both close quarter combat, and you can stop somewhere, take out your sniper and pick someone off from long distance also. The only thing with this is that you drop your weapon the second you take anything else into your hand, or you put it away. If you put away the weapon, it'll fall to the ground in front of you, so make sure that you pick it up again. I would equip both of my primary weapons to the bottom inventory slot bars. That way when you spawn back into the game you can just press the button to take the one back out. As you can see, the weapon is on the ground in front of me. You just have to right click on it in vicinity and take it into your hands again to carry it. This hinders you a bit. It means you can't climb any ladders or anything that will make you use of your hands basically, so it kind of restricts you a little bit in that way, but at the same time it does give it that little bit more firepower. I always check the perimeter around the building before I enter it, just as a security thing. You're going to do this anyway when you're geared up. You're going to be more afraid of losing your gear. I always do a quick scan around the place, look in through the windows just to make sure that there's no one inside waiting for me or anything. On these barrack buildings, the only room you can't check is the bathroom, unfortunately, because the window is so high up, but it'll also work to your benefit as well should you encounter another player. I always try and close doors after me. Don't want any trace that you've been in an area, and you don't want somebody coming into the vicinity to immediately know that you're in the area. Always check under beds. It's actually ridiculous how much loot goes unseen within these barrack buildings that have been hidden under beds. Under this bed here there is something, but it's not really epic loot, but at the same time it just gives an example that loot can be hidden under the bed and not within your eyesight immediately as you enter the room. I normally like to leave these bathroom doors open. The reason behind that is because it's probably the most secure room within this building. If an enemy player should come along and you hear somebody outside, this is the safest room to be in. If you get into this room, you can cover off. There's no window behind you for them to shoot you through, and you can bottleneck them at the door, which means that if anybody does try and come in, you'll be able to take them out. Now you see what I did there? This is a little glitch, and I know it's kind of cheesy sorry, cheating in a way, but it's a necessary cheat because bandits have found a new glitch that they use a lot lately, and this is the only way to check for them. Now what you do is you go into third person, you go up next to the wall, you have to be right next to the wall, and you press either your E or your Q to lean and look through the wall. This will allow you to check the outside vicinity or inside vicinity before you go into the room. Now the reason that I'm showing you this is because there's a glitch. I'm going to show it to you right in the next clip, and it's one that has been used a lot, and hopefully they patch it soon. Again, remove any trace that you've been in the building, close all the doors so nobody coming into the vicinity can tell immediately that you're there, and always try and exit back out the way you came in. That's known territory and you know it's safe. Okay, you see these buildings? These are known as prison buildings, police stations, barracks, DPM buildings. They have multiple names. This is where the glitch takes place. It's one that bandits have been using a lot lately. One last thing, always check this alcove. There's always a few little bits of hidden loot in here as well, but I'm going to skip straight over to where this glitch takes place. Okay guys, so the glitch that a lot of bandits have been using lately is inside this wall. They're able to get inside this wall and wait for people to come into the building. That's why I do the lean, just to check inside the wall. I'm going to show you how they do it right now. They just run and jump at the wall, and they're able to go in through it, and they're actually able to shoot you from inside the wall. It's a pretty dirty tactic. Hopefully it's something that they fix soon, but that's why I'm showing you the lean glitch, just to make sure that there's nobody sitting in here waiting. I was recently in a situation where we were getting shot at inside a DPM building, a team of 5 of us, and we couldn't figure out for a while what was going on until we saw a rifle protruding through the wall. So the lean glitch will allow you to see in through the wall. There was 2 guys waiting in here for us. It's pretty easy for them to get in, but it's not so easy for them to get out, and I'm pretty sure that they can be seen from the outside as well, in through the window, when they're doing this glitch. So that's why they normally will stay prone. It's always worth checking. So after many attempts there, I eventually managed to make my way out of the wall again. It's just something to be aware of, guys. Just be wide of it. Another thing I would suggest is don't run when you're on the 2nd floor of any building. A lot of people are having issues where they're glitching out through the wall. They lag out through the wall, fall to their death, and that's just game over for them. And one last thing is, if you kill a body, always take the gear off it. Drop your own gear somewhere safe, go over and take all the gear off the body. The body will despawn after 10 minutes, and if the gear is still on it, it'll despawn with it. So take the gear off the body immediately after you kill someone. Another tactic I'm seeing being used a lot lately are walkie-talkies. Heroes and bandits alike are using them to entrap people. What they do is they turn on both their walkie-talkies, they put one up on the roof of, say, a building or a fire station or a sniper spot, then they go way back up on a hill with a viewpoint on that spot, and they speak into the other one. What this does is it attracts nearby players to the voice, and as they close in on the walkie-talkie, they're able to pick them off from a distance with a Mosin sniper. It's just something to be aware of, guys. It'll sound a lot lot louder than normal chatter, and just be aware of it, be wise to it, and don't get caught out by it. Also, do not force feed your canteen or water bottle to anyone, friend or foe. It will make your canteen disappear and you will never get it back. In the last video I showed you this map of Chinoris. Now these are the military hotspots. Anywhere in red is military hotspots. As you can see, the majority of them are in the west coast. In fact, there's nearly a straight line all the way from below the airfield down there at the bottom, all the way up to the northwest airfield. Those being the two most dangerous points. This is where you're more than likely going to run into other players. But anywhere on those red dots along that line are other military hotspots where you'll get some of the best gear and completely equip yourself from north to south within that region. So that's it for me, guys. Hope the tips in this video have helped you out. If you have any tips of your own, please leave them in the comment section. Leave your little bit of knowledge behind so that others may learn from it and make survival in Chinoris that little bit easier. Again, if the video has helped you out, please hit that like button. You can follow me on Twitch, on Twitter or on Facebook. And as always, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching and peace.